I'm Morgan Justman, and I'm a part of Group 2. Our goal was to explain what compassion fatigue and emotional intelligence are, and then how they are related in the workplace as well. I will be focusing on emotional intelligence. So first we can ask, what is emotional intelligence? And it's the ability to identify and manage one's own emotions as well as the emotions of others. Another way that emotional intelligence is said is emotional quotient, or EQ. There are 5 components of emotional intelligence. The first one is self-awareness. So this is all about identifying emotions and analyzing reactions. The next one is self-regulation. So having control over your emotions and then being able to recognize impulses. So within this, taking ownership for actions is the key. The next one is motivation. Being able to motivate yourself is so important. And I think that with our classes going online due to coronavirus, people are really going to be able to tell if they can motivate themselves and if they can be successful. So an example of being able to motivate yourself would be being able to set concrete goals, commit to them, and then actually take that action to go get further to those goals. The next one is empathy. So a lot of people think that empathy is just putting yourself in other people's shoes. But it's actually more than that. It's being able to set your opinions aside and see other perspectives. It's being able to have an open mind, which is so important. And the last one is social skills. It's listening before speaking and responding with honesty and sensitivity. So now that we know what emotional intelligence is, we can talk about it in the workplace. So high emotional intelligence in the workplace may include some of these: making better decisions and solving problems, keeping cool under pressure, resolving conflict, having greater empathy, listening, reflecting, and responding to constructive criticism. I included a quote in this presentation because it's so powerful, and it says this: anybody can become angry, that is easy. But to be angry with the right person, and to the right degree, and to the right time, and in the right way, that is not within everybody's power. That is not easy. I think it's so important because it is so true. We can all get angry at anything and blow up and all of these things, but to be able to have control over that and deliver that in such a way is so different, and it's so important to work on. So then on the other side of things, low emotional intelligence in the workplace might include playing the role of the victim or not taking personal responsibility of errors, having passive or aggressive communication styles, refusing to work as a team, being overly critical of others, or not open to others' opinions. And I found 2 news articles about emotional intelligence, and then I also included a personal example. So my personal example is I was an intern at Blue Zones Project last summer, and my manager actually displayed emotional intelligence almost every day, and I didn't realize it until I started working on this presentation and I learned what it was. But a more specific example of a time that she really displayed emotional intelligence was when we were working on a presentation with each other. We actually had to deliver a presentation to a workplace and then also the national team. So it was pretty scary for me. It was the first experience I had with something like this, and so I was really struggling with becoming good at presenting and memorizing all the slides I had to memorize. And so my manager, she completely put her own self aside and helped me. She encouraged me. She gave me constructive criticism, which helped me grow immensely. She just made me feel so confident in my work, and she worked with me until I had it down. And I was so grateful for her, and so now I see her and I strive to be that way, and it is just incredible. And so the other 2 articles I found are really great. The first one is, I actually found this right when coronavirus was starting. It's a lot different now, but the heading was, Bill Gates and Elon Musk just issued very different responses to the coronavirus. It's a lesson in emotional intelligence. So Elon Musk said, the coronavirus panic is dumb. And he actually tweeted this. And then Bill Gates tweeted, I hope it's not that bad, but we should assume that it will be until we know otherwise. So, looking at both of these quotes, it's crazy because both of these people have such an influence on the world because they have millions of viewers, and so they can either positively impact people or negatively impact. And it's clear that Elon Musk didn't have much sensitivity in his posts, and he didn't seem very caring about the situation. And so think of how many people that impacted in a negative way. And then the other news article I found stated that Google recruiters are looking for emotional intelligence in job candidates. So a recruiting manager stated that she asked questions that allow her to look for emotional intelligence in individuals, like in the interviewing process. So an example would be asking open-ended questions. And I actually found that it's on a rise that recruiters will be looking for emotional intelligence. It's going to be one of the top 5 qualities that they look for in new employees. It's pretty interesting. And then I was going to ask a few questions to the class. Obviously I can't now, but I found this thing that was asking questions about emotional intelligence, and if you can answer yes to any of them, then you are more suited for the crisis that we're currently in. It's quite interesting. And then the other question I was going to ask was, has anyone experienced a manager with high or low emotional intelligence? I thought that would bring a lot of great examples to the class, and we'd really understand it better. So that's all for my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm kind of sad that we couldn't do it in front of the class because it would have been a great experience, but that's okay.